Mr. J.K. Tripathy is with us on the broadcast. So good morning to you. Canada seems to have backtracked on the statement. As far as direct attacks that are now concerned, it seems to be insinuating on Prime Minister Modi and External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar.
In fact, Canada had to do that because, earlier they started with the issuing incriminating statement against our High Commissioner, then against the Home Minister, then against the National Security Advisor, and then Prime Minister and Minister of External Affairs, whereas there was absolutely no proof so far. Had there been any iota of proof, we would have cooperated with them like we are doing with US. But Canada failed to provide any proof. So now they had to, you can fool someone once, you can fool someone many times, but you cannot fool everyone every time. And that is what has happened in case of Canada. They tried to fool the world by incriminating Indian leaders and Indian high officials, but then later on it turned out to be a hoax. And now they are going to backtrack, and which they had to, because they had to.
But what's the point, Mr. Tripathy, on peddling such lies in a way that Canada would tumble as far as when it comes to such projections are concerned? Is it just because for vote bank politics?
Exactly, because because his party, Trudeau's party, Liberal Party, is in minority. It was being supported by the New Democratic Party, so-called party of Khalistanis, which have 25 MPs. Now they have threatened to withdraw support, and that's why the Trudeau government is hanging by a thin thread. And that's why he is trying every trick in his box, to survive. And that's a survival thing. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tripathy, for joining us here on the broadcast. Of course, is it just the case of survival? Rishabh, as far as we are picking up reactions also coming in, and India in such cases have responded very strongly, calling it as ludicrous and a smear campaign against the Prime Minister.
Well, definitely, Amita, this is a smear campaign against India, and we have seen this. This is not the first time that such reports have come in. There have been reports in various media outlets worldwide that has been slanted by Canadian government, or for that matter, Canadian government sources in various publications in America, or for that matter in Europe as well, that were anti-India, and further investigated, those reports had no base, and India time and again has called out the Canadian government to do so. And here we saw that the report that came in the Globe and Mail yesterday, initially it was propagated as if it came as a gospel truth. And, all over social media, the influencers that Canadian government have hired, or influencers who have been propagating the Western narrative against India, were very active. Then External Affairs Ministry was compelled to respond to it. Generally, External Affairs Ministries here in India do not respond to the media reports. They, in general, rubbish those media reports, saying that there is no government government statement to it. But yesterday, External Affairs Ministry was compelled to respond to this report, calling it a smear campaign, and and how things will further be strained. Now, Canadian government has on record dismissed the report. Now it is the prerogative of the media, institution, or for that matter, the way sources are being reported. In past also, so we have seen that this was deliberately
straining further the already strained ties between India and Canada. And here, as far as we are looking at a Canadian report that claimed that Prime Minister Modi was aware of the plot to kill Nijjar, and has now clearly called such reports as ludicrous and also as a smear campaign. However, Canada, they're taking back as far as these reports that are concerned. It goes on to say there is no proof that links the Prime Minister and the External Affairs Minister of India to the killing of Nijjar. However, taking back its statement,